Welcome back if you are a returning viewer. Thank you for your likes, your comments, your subscribes, and to those of you who have booked a personal reading with me, please keep in mind that these are general messages, so do not take them personally. Take the messages that resonate and leave the rest behind. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can find the information in the description box below. So let's just pull a monthly forecast to see what is the energy surrounding the month of December. What message do you have for the collective at this time as it relates to the energy surrounding the month of December? Help me to articulate a clear, concise message in order for it to be received or that you want it to best be received. Help me to see what it is I need to see to get the message across as clear as possible. And help me to deliver any messages that you're doing in order to discern the highest good, or the highest good is for the promise and learn. What messages do you have for the collective at this time as it relates to the energy surrounding the month of December? Okay, immediately I'm sensing the frequency here, or I just heard like use your better judgment, right? So not letting the facts of a situation um, be clouded by your personal perception of a situation, right? So definitely be aware of again using your better judgment in how things change and how things grow and how things evolve, right? And how things shift and transform through certain stages and phases of a life cycle, right? Knowing that there's more than one way to reach a certain destination. There's more than one way to receive the information or receive specific results. Um, right? So again, learning how to not only take things from one certain avenue or not only using one method to reach a certain result, but being creative in a sense of trying various solutions before you reach the end of the journey, right? Because if you could be receiving information regarding a certain change or a certain transformation that something around you is going through, something around you is occurring, right, or that is happening. But instead of kind of allowing that change and transformation to happen at a free flowing state, it's almost as if you might be trying to overpower or oversee the rate of growth in which this thing takes place, right? I hope that makes sense. But definitely know that, or finding ways to remain inspired or motivated in seeing this thing through within the phases and stages of its growth, right? So again, not being so quick to give up on this idea, not being so quick to give up on this change, not being so quick to give up on this pathway or passion or whatever it is for you, right? But to again find new ways to remain inspired and seeing it through, offering new solutions to assist in the growth of whatever this is, right? Using your better judgment and understanding that not everything grows at the same rate. And so sometimes you have to ask for understanding or observe for understanding within how to assist this specific thing throughout its transformation, right? So clarify receptive. Clarify receptive. The two of cups and the five of swords. Right. Don't okay. Be mindful not to judge something in the middle of the process. Right? You can't judge something as a finished product in the middle of okay, so imagine you're baking a cake, right? You can't judge the finished product of the cake if it's still in the oven baking. And that's kind of what this frequency is here, right? Being mindful of not to create confusion within yourself, create confusion within a certain situation, create confusion within an environment or an experience or within the transformation of life that um, it's almost as if like something is coming into union, right? Something is coming into the balance, right? Things are being manifested and creating or created within this union, right? The two of cups speaks to a union of some sort, a balanced union, a connection of some sort, mainly a soulmate connection. But again, this does not have to relate to a personal relationship with another person. It can relate to a relationship with anything. This is a general message, so take it how it resonates. But there again, the butterfly is very much giving transformation energy, and I'm seeing like eyes here. With the moon is giving like feminine intuition. So definitely, again, looking at something in the middle of the process and judging it in that specific moment as opposed to watching the transformation that occurs and then admiring the finality, right? The beauty and the finality of the process. That is what will create like a just discernment, right? But again, trying to decipher the ending while you're still in the middle is what creates confusion. It's what creates doubt, right? If your cake has only been in the oven for 10 minutes and it takes 30 minutes to bake, and it's still like in that soft batter consistency, you might then get confused, or you might then start to have doubt about if it will come out the way that you envisioned it, right? Because again, you're judging it before it has reached the finishing stages, before it is even done baking. So again, use your better judgment. Use the resources that you have to assist in the growth of the union in which this transformation is happening, right? And being mindful not to create confusion within yourself. Let's have a sword. The world card, shifting your perspective. Again, the Six of Pentacles, coming out of that space of self doubt, coming out of that place of self sabotage, right? Where you are, again, creating resistance within the transformation as opposed to assisting in the growth of it. Right? The six of look, the high priestess, look, and the emperor card, providing the necessary resources, right? Again, looking at it from a more in-depth understanding, right? Looking at it from a more observatory perspective, where you are asking questions, you're gaining understanding, you're observing, you're looking at things from a perspective that exists outside of your own personal lens, right? Where you have the ability to kind of see the needs and provide and protect in that manner so that you are creating a safe place for that thing, that element, or that transformation to happen, right? You're creating a safe environment. You're creating um, a sense of home, you're creating a sense of security, you're creating a sense of acknowledgement where whatever it is that is taking place in that transformative energy, it is feeling safe and secure within being vulnerable through this state of transformation, right? Again, giving that giving and receiving energy, right? So again, you're providing knowledge, you're protecting um, the state of vulnerability that is happening through this transformation. You're providing that sense of safety, you're providing that sense of home where there is a safe space for um, things to go untouched through this transformative phase, right? And you're also providing extra insight, providing extra wisdom, providing extra knowledge, but also remaining wise within yourself, right? Not letting your own personal perspective get in the way of the transformation in which this other thing is occurring, right? So this looks like something that is happening outside of you. However, it's your personal perspective that is kind of causing a little bit of self doubt or self sabotage within you, right? So don't let things that are happening outside of you affect things that are going on within you, right? Because the transformation that's happening outside of you has nothing to do with you, right? Again, you are just there to provide that sense of safety, to provide that sense of security, and allow vulnerability to take place, allow growth to take place, provide a safe space for that transformation to occur, and so that you are able to see that transformation through the different phases and stages of growth that will occur, right? Because again, something is coming into union here, but it may be your personal perspective that is allowing or that is kind of causing a little bit of disruption within this union. Clarify wise. Temperance with the death card, transformation. Something is going through a phase and stage of growth. Patience. Allow patience, the Seven of Pentacles, to happen while this thing grows, while whatever this is takes goes through that rooting stage. Right? There's a phase. I mean, each of you are going to be in a different phase within the growing process, right? Within the different stages and of growth. But again, whatever this is, there's something that is occurring. There's a transformation happening where your patience is being required, your understanding is being required. There's a level of grace that is being asked of you because you are that safe space, right? You have the ability to provide every element and every sense of nourishment that this thing, this frequency needs to grow into its fullest potential, right? But again, something has to feel safe and protected in order for it to adequately move through this transformative phase. Because through this transformative phase, there will ultimately be a sense of deconstructing, right? And when something goes through a phase of deconstruction, it ultimately leaves it in a place not of weakness, but in a place of vulnerability, where again, they are not able to protect themselves. So that is where you come in. You are the element of protection that is um, needed, required, and there to assist through this phase of transformation, right? It's your patience, it's your grace, it's your level of understanding, right? It's your spiritual perspective, right? It's your ability to kind of transform on your own, right? The temperance represents alchemy, right? And so you have the necessary ability, you have what it takes to kind of make things grow. You have the ability to, because the Seven of Pentacles also represents patience, right? But it's seeing things, it's watching things grow, right? It's seeing, it's having the patience to allow things to take root, right? If things are not necessarily ready to be picked, right? The harvest is not necessarily ready to be picked, but it is in the stage where, it's like it gives like the budding stage energy with this death card. That's the transformation. Things are budding, things are blooming, right? But there also may be a phase of deconstruction as well, right? But you have the ability to kind of again assist things through certain transformations, right? You have the ability to kind of transform the life source, the elements in which things um, exist in. You have the ability to kind of shift things from one perspective to another, from one state of things to another, right? Because earlier we saw that magician card, which is like someone who has the ability to transform and create with multiple resources, right? Mhm. So again, be mindful that whatever this transformation that is happening within this union is not it's not something that should be based on your perspective, but it's something that should be viewed and observed from a higher being, from a higher sense of awareness, from a higher sense of knowledge, right? From a higher sense of um, acknowledgement where you are aware of the transformation that sometimes things have to go through, sometimes things have to experience to reach one state of being to another, right? And being there to assist, being there to nurture, being there to nourish, right? To feed this transformation, to protect and provide whatever this thing is going through, right? To assist in the different phases and stages of growth that this is happening. It's almost as if like you're providing the cocoon for the butterfly to kind of deconstruct itself in, right? Creating a safe space of vulnerability for transformation to take place. Okay, clarify creative. The tower. Mm-hmm. Got the devil. We got the ace of cups at the bottom of the deck. Something else flipped over. We got the page of pentacles, right? So again, this might be like certain awarenesses or certain elements, certain fears that are being brought to your attention, right? And you having to be creative or you having to maintain that or tend to that element of motivation that is occurring through this element of deconstruction, right? Because the tower speaks to the deconstruction of the foundation, right? It also speaks to a sense of enlightenment, a sense of awareness that transforms the foundation that something is being built on, right? And so understand that if you're viewing whatever this is, whatever this transformation that is happening, whatever change this that is occurring within this union, if you build that foundation on your fears, on your perspective of insecurity, on your lack of insight, right, on your lack of awareness, then what that's ultimately the foundation that you will lay for whatever this is to be built on, right? Whatever this union is to be built on. However, if you view things from a sense of enlightenment, if you view things from a sense of higher knowledge, higher awareness, better understanding that exists outside of yourself, right? Where you are learning new skills, right? You're learning new lessons, you're learning new gifts, new talents, new elements, and how to assist the growth in which this union is occurring, right? Assist the growth in which this change is happening within this union, then ultimately that's how you look. The star, the fool, and the ace of cups. That's how you pour into the faith within the growth of this new journey, right? That's how you feed the faith and power in this new journey within this union, right? That's how you pour love into it. That's how you pour your understanding. That's how you accurately um, guide this union in the direction of love. That's how you accurately guide this union in the direction of nurturing, of nourishment, of understanding, of empathy, right? Of pure intuitive faith, pure intuitive guidance. You're feeding hope, right? You're giving it, you're almost as if like you're clearing the pathway of healing for this union to grow within, right? You're creating a space of healthy healing. You're creating a space of healthy vulnerability. You're creating a space of healthy openness, of healthy love, of healthy, um, again, nurturing, nourishment for those things to grow, to be inspired within this union, right? But again, if you allow your insecurities to take over your perspective, right? If you allow your fears to take over the foundation of this, if you allow that sense of self sabotage, that sense of confusion, or that sense of out of perspective, then that is the root of what this foundation will be based on, right? So definitely be mindful of what it is that you're feeding, or what it, or how you're protecting or covering this thing that is going through a vulnerable state of transformation, right? What type of consciousness are you pouring into this element and phase of change that this union is going through? Right? What direction are you leading it in? What direction are you guiding it in? Right? Are you guiding it with your fears and your insecurities and your lack of knowledge and lack of depth, your lack of perception? Or are you guiding it with your empathy? Are you guiding it with your intuition? Are you guiding it with your love, your understanding, your sense of protection, your sense of nurturing, your sense of vulnerability within your own self, right? Are you guiding it with your patience, your grace, right? Are you guiding it with your faith, your temperance as a whole, right? What temperament are you guiding the transformation of this union, right? So let's pull four cards. One card for what we can learn as the major lessons around this message. One card for the opportunity we can create surrounding this message. One card for what we can meditate on as the focus of this message. And one card for the new cycles and habits we can integrate to contribute to our growth and expansion surrounding this message. The month of December is definitely right because the death card, we're going into the winter season, right? The phase of dormancy, right? That's also what this death card is giving me, right? Like the phase of dormancy, where things are going into a protective state, right? To protect themselves from the cold, right? So definitely be aware that if you are providing a cold front, then things will whatever this union, whatever this transformation that this union is taking place in, is going to feel like it has to protect itself from that cold front that is coming, right? So again, it's going to place itself in that place of dormancy. It's going to put itself in that place of resiliency to block out the winter that is coming towards it, right? So definitely be mindful of that. Or are you going to be that safe and warm shelter of nurturing, of love, of security, of protection, right? To carry this transformation, to carry this phase of union um, through this winter season. So definitely be mindful of that as well. What temperament are you providing or are you guiding this transformation with? One card for what we can learn as the major lessons around this message. Jump in, inner earth. So again, allowing the space, allowing yourself to see things from a different perspective that allows this union to go through, that allows this union the accurate amount of space that it needs to grow into a healthy, um, fruitful thing, right? It says you'll survive this, new solutions and beginnings. So again, looking at things from a different perspective, seeing things um, from a non-clouded judgment, from a perspective that exists outside of your own, right? Acknowledge the transformation that is happening within the union as a whole and not just from your personal viewpoint, right? Take a step outside of yourself and look at things objectively, right, as a whole, from the bigger picture, right? Whatever change is happening within this union is going to survive this transformation. But again, you have to not allow yourself to exist within that self-sabotage energy. You have to allow yourself to not exist within that space where you cause confusion within yourself, right? When you allow yourself to create confusion within your own mind. 444 in the clock, as I see this, you allow yourself to create confusion within your own mind based on your own perspective, right? Based on your own viewpoint, right? Because again, your perspective will cause resistance within the transformation that is occurring here if you are not creating a safe space or you're not creating that sense of safety and security for this thing to take place, right? You are the protector of the change that is happening within this union. And so, in order to do that, you need to free yourself from those conflicting thoughts. You need to free yourself from those fearful mindsets and fearful habits, those sense of insecurities that are, again, causing resistance within this change. One card for the new opportunities you can create surrounding this message. Deep cellular healing, Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing. With surrender to the sweetness, make love to life, right? So again, creating a space of protection, providing a space of healing for this transformation to take place, right? And not creating resistance within that transformative phase, but again, creating that safe space of nurturing, that safe space of healing, that safe space of nurturing, that safe space of observing the needs and fulfilling those spaces to the best of your ability, right? Again, you are the coverer, you are the protector, you are the provider in the spiritual sense of this change, right? You are the cocoon that this butterfly needs to kind of deconstruct itself to make the necessary changes. Right. And so in that sense, you being the cocoon is you providing that safe space for healing to take place, for transformation to take place, for whatever this union is to be vulnerable, right? To make the necessary transformation to bloom to its fullest potential, right? So again, surrender to the vulnerability, provide that patience, provide that level of understanding, provide that faith, right? Provide that motivation, be that source of inspiration that encourages the growth, right? But not creates resistance, right? Provide that sense of security when you allow things to grow at its natural place, right? When you don't try to rush the process, but to allow things to occur within its necessary time frame, right? To grow to its fullest potential. Everything does not grow at the same pace. And so, again, you being that cocoon is just the protector and provider of that thing to grow at its own pace. Again, this is a union that you have chosen, whatever this is for you, right? You have chosen this union, so it's not something that you have to feel obligated, but it's something that you feel connected to. There's a deep spiritual connection here with the Two of Cups and the Temperance. There's a very deep spiritual connection here that ties you to this thing that is taking place. That is tying you to this union. Again, whatever this union is for you, it can be a mindset, it can be a lifestyle, it can be an environment, it can be a business, it can be a connection of any sort, right? A lifestyle, but again, there's something that is going through the phases of like life and death, right? Where there are things that are being removed for healthier things to come in its place. And again, this is not something that you should feel obligated, but it's definitely something that you feel connected to. You feel honored to, right? So although it's not your job, it's something that you want to do. It's something that also fills you, right? It's something that your spirit desires and yearns for, right? It's something that your spirit is aligned to. One part what we can meditate on as the focus of this message. One part we can focus on, you can meditate on as the focus of this message, the void, lost lands, right? You've done this before. You have been through this stage of transformation, right? You have faced your fears, right? The void card is giving the devil card, right? And this lost land is giving like the temperance card, right? The angel and the devil are both on the table, right? The temperance represents the angel card for me, right? Where the devil card, this represents your fears, it represents the subconscious, it represents your insecurities, your addictions, your bad habits, right? Things of that nature, right? And so again, stop. Embrace winter. Remember, I said earlier that whatever this is, we're walking into that winter season, right? December is the start of that winter season, right? Where things are going into a state of dormancy, right? Where things are going into a state of reflection, where they're facing the darkness, where they're facing their fears, where they're acknowledging their addictions, where they're acknowledging unhealthy habits, they're acknowledging insecurities, they're acknowledging ways in which they're self-sabotaging or acknowledging things that are aligned to them that are no longer beneficial to their growth. And you are not there to make change within that transformation or within those acknowledgments, but you're there to provide that sense of nourishment. You're there to provide that sense of faith. You're there to provide that sense of encouragement, motivation, inspiration within this change, right? You're not there to disrupt the process. You're there to encourage the process, to assist the process to a healthy manner, right? To support the growth with the new creation and new developments that will take place within this transformation, right? Because you've done this before. You've been through this phase and stage of life before. And so now it's not your job to take control of the transformation, but your job to support the transformation, right? To again provide that nourishment, to provide that empathy, to provide your higher knowledge, your higher awareness through this phase and stage of growth and within whatever this union is taking place, right? And one card for the new cycles and habits we can innovate. Earth School, life lessons, soul growth, study, higher learning, right? That's your higher acknowledgement, empathetic star seed, right? Energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours, right? So observing, again, not putting your hands in the pot, but you're there to support, you're there to assist, right? You're there to provide and protect whatever this union is, the soul growth or whatever this union is, right? To provide your element of higher learning, to provide your element of higher knowledge, of higher awareness, of higher intuition, right? We saw the high priestess earlier, right? To provide the life lessons that you have learned because again, you have experienced this transformation before. So you are just there to assist within the growth that that this union is that the transformation this union is taking place in, right? So again, providing the knowledge and the life lessons that you have learned, using your empathy to provide that level of understanding as support, feeding it with faith, right? Feeding it with your love, your nurturing, your understanding, right? Again, protecting the vulnerability that will occur within this state of deconstruction, right? But that is the message that I have for you guys. I hope that it resonated. I know that if you made it to the end of this video, you have found something in it that is worthy and valuable to you. Please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.